Life throws curveballs. We've all been there, stuck, defeated, unsure how to move forward. But something inside us, a flicker of determination, keeps us going. That, my friends, is motivation. It's the engine, the fuel, the driving force behind our actions. Motivation isn't some magical unicorn dust. It's a complex beast, a mix of internal drives and external forces. It's about wanting something badly enough to fight for it, to push past the fear, the doubt, the exhaustion. Motivation can be as simple as the desire for a slice of cake, we've all been there, or as profound as the need to make a difference in the world. Whatever its form, it's the force that propels us forward, urging us to overcome, to achieve, to become. Think about a time you achieved something great. Maybe you aced a test, landed your dream job, or finally finished that marathon. What got you there? Talent? Luck? Sure, those things help. But without motivation, they're just ingredients without a recipe. Motivation is the fire in the belly, the voice that whispers, "You got this," even when the going gets tough. It's the difference between dreaming of a better life and actually building one, between wanting to make a change and actually making it happen. Motivation transforms wishes into goals and goals into reality. We often think of hardship as something to avoid, a roadblock on the path to success. But what if we looked at it differently? What if we saw challenges as opportunities? Opportunities to dig deep, to discover the wellspring of strength within us. Because here's the thing, we are all capable of incredible resilience. We all have the power to overcome adversity. But that power lies dormant without motivation. Motivation is the key that unlocks our potential, the spark that ignites the fire within. It's the belief in ourselves, in our ability to rise above, to thrive through hardship. And that, my friends, is a power worth harnessing. So motivation. It's not just some woo-woo self-help concept, there's actual science behind it. Psychologists have been studying this stuff for years, trying to figure out what makes us tick. Turns out, our brains are wired to seek rewards and avoid pain. When we anticipate something good, our brains release dopamine, a feel-good chemical. This dopamine rush is basically our brain saying, "Yeah, go for it, this'll be awesome." But here's the catch. Our brains love easy rewards. That's why we'd rather scroll through social media than hit the gym. The short-term gratification often outweighs the long-term benefits. That's where motivation comes in. It helps us override those impulsive urges and focus on the bigger picture. It's the voice of reason whispering, "Sure, that cake looks delicious now, but think of how good you'll feel after that workout." Section 2. Intrinsic versus extrinsic, the two sides of the motivational coin. Now let's talk about the different flavors of motivation. First up, we've got intrinsic motivation. This is the good stuff, the pure, unadulterated drive that comes from within. Think of a time you were so engrossed in an activity you lost track of time. Maybe you were painting, coding, or writing the next great American novel. That's intrinsic motivation in action. Then there's extrinsic motivation, which comes from external factors like rewards or punishments. Think grades, promotions, or avoiding getting fired. Extrinsic motivation can be effective, but it's often less powerful and sustainable than its intrinsic counterpart. The ideal scenario? Finding activities that tick both boxes, things you genuinely enjoy that also offer external rewards. That's like finding the holy grail of motivation. Section 3. The growth mindset. Embracing the power of yet. Now, let's talk about mindset. You see, the way we view challenges plays a huge role in our motivation. If we believe our abilities are fixed, we're more likely to give up when things get tough. But if we adopt a growth mindset, we see setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. We embrace challenges with a bring-it-on attitude, knowing that even if we fail, we'll come out stronger and wiser. This isn't about some cheesy positive vibes only mantra. It's about recognizing that our abilities are not set in stone. We can learn, grow, and adapt, but only if we're willing to put in the effort. As the great Carol Dweck, the queen of growth mindset, says, "The moment we believe that success is about being more gifted than others, we start to lose our grip on everything that leads to success." Section 4. Finding your why. Unlocking the power of purpose. Finally, let's talk about the mother lode of motivation: purpose. When we have a clear sense of why we're doing something, we tap into a wellspring of almost limitless energy and resilience. Think about Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. He found meaning in helping others find purpose even in the face of unimaginable suffering. He wrote, "Man's search for meaning is the primary motivation in his life." Your purpose doesn't have to be saving the world, although kudos if it is. It can be anything that gives your life meaning and direction. Maybe it's being a loving parent, creating art that inspires, or simply making people laugh. Whatever it is, find it. Hold on to it. Because in those moments when you feel like giving up, your purpose will be the North Star that guides you back to your path. The reason to keep pushing forward, no matter what life throws your way. Let's talk about a guy named Fauja Singh. Ever heard of him? This incredible human being ran his first marathon at 89 years old. 89! Most folks that age are struggling to open a pickle jar. Fauja wasn't always a runner. He took it up after a series of personal tragedies, including the loss of his wife and son. Running became his therapy, his way of coping with grief. But it quickly became something more. He discovered a passion he never knew he had, a reason to get out of bed every morning, a way to inspire others. Fauja ran marathons well into his hundreds, proving that age is just a number and that the human spirit knows no bounds. His story is a testament to the power of finding motivation in unexpected places, of turning pain into purpose, and of defying expectations. Fauja didn't just run marathons, he ran towards a brighter future, proving that it's never too late to chase your dreams. Now let's talk about a single mother named J.K. Rowling, the brilliant mind behind the Harry Potter series. Before she became a literary sensation, Rowling was struggling to make ends meet. She was a single mom, recently divorced, living on welfare, and trying to write a book while caring for her young daughter. Rejection letters piled up, doubt crept in, and the temptation to give up must have been overwhelming. But Rowling persevered. She poured her heart and soul into her writing, finding solace and escape in the magical world she created. She believed in her story, in her talent, and most importantly, in herself. Her story is a reminder that motivation isn't always about grand gestures or external validation. Sometimes it's about the quiet determination to keep going, one word, one chapter, one day at a time. It's about finding the strength within to create a better future for yourself and those you love. Consider the journey of a young refugee named Hamdi Ulukaya. He arrived in the United States with just a few $100s in his pocket, fleeing political turmoil in his home country of Turkey. He faced language barriers, cultural differences, and the daunting task of building a new life from scratch. But Ulukaya possessed an unwavering work ethic and an entrepreneurial spirit. He noticed an abandoned yogurt factory and saw an opportunity. Driven by a desire to create something meaningful and to provide opportunities for others, he poured his heart and soul into building his yogurt company, Chobani, from the ground up. Today, Chobani is one of the most successful yogurt brands in the world, a testament to Ulukaya's unwavering belief in the American dream. His story is an inspiration to anyone who's ever felt like an outsider, anyone who's ever faced seemingly insurmountable odds. It's a reminder that with hard work, determination, and a healthy dose of motivation, anything is possible. Section 4. The power of collective motivation, rebuilding after the storm. Motivation isn't just an individual pursuit. It can be a powerful force for good in communities too. Remember the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina in 2005? The images of devastation and despair were heartbreaking. Homes were destroyed, lives were upended, and the future seemed uncertain. But amidst the wreckage, something remarkable happened. People came together. Neighbors helped neighbors, strangers became friends, and a shared sense of purpose emerged. The people of New Orleans and the Gulf Coast refused to be defined by the disaster. They drew strength from one another, finding motivation in their shared resilience and determination to rebuild their lives and their communities. This collective spirit, this shared sense of purpose, became a beacon of hope in a time of darkness. It's a testament to the power of community, the strength we find in unity, and the extraordinary things we can achieve when we work together towards a common goal. Section 1, the human touch, why we need each other. We're social creatures, us humans. We crave connection like plants crave sunshine. Sure, we can go it alone for a while, but eventually we all need a support system. Think about it. When you're going through a tough time, who do you turn to? Friends, family, maybe even a therapist or support group. Why? Because sharing our burdens makes them lighter. Knowing someone has our back, believes in us, even when we doubt ourselves, that's powerful stuff. It's like a shot of espresso for the soul. It reminds us we're not alone in this crazy thing called life. And that connection, that sense of belonging, it's not just good for the heart, it's good for the brain too. Studies show that strong social connections can boost resilience, reduce stress, and even improve physical health. So, go ahead, call your mom, grab coffee with a friend, hug someone you love. Your brain will thank you for it. Section 2, United We Stand. From support groups to social movements. Now imagine the power of connection amplified. That's what happens when people come together with a shared purpose, whether it's a support group for cancer survivors or a movement for social justice. Think about the civil rights movement. Thousands of people united by a common goal, facing down hatred and oppression with courage and determination. They drew strength from each other, knowing they were fighting for something bigger than themselves. Or consider the LGBTQ+ rights movement. Individuals who once felt isolated and alone found strength in numbers, raising their voices together to demand equality and acceptance. These movements, these collective acts of courage, they remind us that we're capable of amazing things when we stand together. They show us that change is possible, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Creating a culture of support, lifting each other up. So, we know social support is crucial, but how do we cultivate it in our daily lives? How do we create a culture where people feel seen, heard, and supported? It starts with small acts of kindness. Checking in on a friend who's struggling, offering a listening ear without judgment, celebrating each other's successes, no matter how small. It's about fostering a sense of community, whether it's in our workplaces, schools, or neighborhoods. Creating spaces where people feel safe to be vulnerable, to ask for help, to offer support without fear of judgment. It's about recognizing that we're all in this together. We all face challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But by lifting each other up, by creating a culture of compassion and support, we can help each other thrive, even amidst the storms. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the science behind motivation to the inspiring stories of those who've stared down adversity and emerged stronger on the other side. We've seen how the human spirit, fueled by a potent blend of internal drive and external support, can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Remember Fauja Singh, the marathon marvel who didn't let age define his limits? Or J.K. Rowling, who found solace in storytelling while navigating the choppy waters of single parenthood? And let's not forget Hamdi Ulukaya, who transformed a few $100s and a dream into a yogurt empire, proving that the American dream is alive and well. These stories, these echoes of resilience, remind us that we are capable of so much more than we often give ourselves credit for. We all have hidden reserves of strength, waiting to be tapped into, waiting for that spark of motivation to ignite them. But here's the thing about motivation. It's not a one-time deal. It's not a magical pill you swallow and suddenly become invincible. It's a muscle. It needs to be exercised, nurtured, and sometimes even dragged kicking and screaming into the light of day. There will be days when the world feels heavy, when doubt whispers in your ear, and the temptation to stay curled up under the covers is overwhelming. That's okay. We all have those days. The key is to remember that those feelings are temporary. Remember your why. Remember the people who believe in you. Remember the stories that have ignited your own inner fire. And most importantly, remember that you are not alone. We're all in this together, stumbling and striving, falling down and getting back up. So go forth, my friends. Embrace the challenges that life throws your way. Find your motivation in the everyday moments, in the quiet whispers of your heart, in the connections you forge with others. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and never, ever underestimate the power of the human spirit to overcome to adapt, to thrive, even amidst the storms. Remember, you are capable of extraordinary things. You have within you the strength, the resilience, the unwavering spirit to achieve your dreams. So, go out there and make it happen. The world is waiting for you.